He stood outside a small-town church and told everyone my miscarriage was God's punishment. He said I was cursed, that I didn't deserve to be a mother. And while the whole town watched me, I heard a voice crying right next to my ear. "Mom, they didn't let me live. They said I wasn't a boy, so I had to die." That was the moment I knew this wasn't a miscarriage. My name is Sharon Lee. I live in a small town in Illinois. I've been married to Daniel Cotta for 3 years. To everyone else, I married well. But the truth is, I disappeared the moment I entered that family. I cooked, I cleaned, I handed over every paycheck. Daniel said marriage meant shared finances. He controlled everything. His mother said if I lived under their roof, I followed their rules. The day I got pregnant, they smiled, they shagged me, but the first thing they asked wasn't if the baby was healthy. They asked if it would be a boy. I said it was too early to know. Their faces changed instantly. After that, his mother started making me nutritional soups. She said it would help the baby develop. The first bowl, I trusted her. The second, I felt sick. The third, I woke up bleeding in the middle of the night. I begged Daniel to take me to the ER. He sat on the couch, scrolling his phone. "Let's wait. Don't overreact. Hospitals cost money." By the time I got there, my baby was gone. The doctor called it a spontaneous miscarriage, no clear cause. Daniel cried and said it was bad luck. His mother said my body was weak. The town said I couldn't carry a child, and I believed them. I really thought it was my fault. Until the day I went to the cemetery, I stood in front of the grave, and I heard that voice again. "Mom, Dad put something in your drink." I froze. The voice was too clear to be in my head. I asked Daniel if he heard anything. He told me I needed therapy. But the voice didn't stop. They said girls are useless. They wanted to replace me. That was the first time I started questioning everything. On my way home, I stopped by the local grocery store. The owner looked at me, then lowered his voice. "Your husband was here last night, bought some herbal pills, and he went to your sister-in-law Emily's place. Stayed all night." My mind went blank. Emily was 2 months pregnant. They said it was Daniel's late brother's child, but his brother had been dead for over a year. I went home. The house was quiet. The door was closed. But I heard voices inside. "Careful. That's our son." I stood outside, shaking. She had to lose hers. Our son needs to inherit everything in that moment. Everything froze. My baby was never an accident. She was a sacrifice. When I pushed the door open, his mother was already standing in the hallway, watching me. Like she had been waiting, I smiled. Swallowed every ounce of hatred. I just went out to get groceries. They kept acting. Daniel held me, said he cared me late, played weak. His mother called me useless. The neighbors said I was unstable, said I wasn't fit to be a mother. Everyone stood with them. They turned me into the problem and themselves into victims. That's when I finally understood. It was never that I wasn't enough. They needed me to fail. I stood in the kitchen, staring at that bowl of soup, and I smiled. This wasn't fate. This was murder. I stopped crying, and I started planning. I pretended to give up, told them I'd transfer my job and assets to Emily. They relaxed immediately. Daniel prepared the paperwork. His mother went to get my bank documents. They thought I was broken. What they didn't know, I was buying time. I had already contacted a community officer, arranged for a patrol, and I had evidence, the residue, the purchase records, and the recording. The moment they forced my hand to sign, the door burst open. "Police! Don't move!" Everyone froze. I lifted my head. For the first time, I stood straight. "You said I was crazy. Let's see who's really insane." The recording played. Clear. Undeniable. "Get rid of her baby. We need a son." The room went silent. The same people who supported them stepped back, started whispering. Their faces collapsed. I handed the evidence to the police, then dropped the records on the table. And his brother's death wasn't an accident. The air froze. Emily broke first. Crying, screaming. It was him. He did it. Daniel snapped. They turned on each other instantly. His mother collapsed to the floor, and just like that, everyone saw them for what they really were. Not victims, predators. The police dragged them out. Daniel was still shouting, "You ruined me." I looked at him. For the first time, I wasn't afraid. No, you ruined yourself. The moment he was taken away, fear finally showed on his face. After that, everything went public. Daniel charged with murder. Emily charged as an accomplice. His mother charged with aiding the crime. Their world collapsed. And mine began again. I stood alone in that empty house, sunlight finally coming through the windows. And then I heard the voice again. Mom, I'm leaving now. I looked at Owen for a moment. I saw her smiling. This time, I'll go somewhere safe. The wind passed through the room. Everything went quiet. I didn't cry. I just stood there and whispered this time. I ended their story